Hey, moving on from the Fallout TV show in this week's podcast, we now move on to the. Let me get the full title in because I've already forgotten it. It's the 20th British Academy Game Awards, which happened like 2 days ago or something. I can't remember the exact date. But
I didn't even know they existed until 5 seconds ago.
yeah, I reckon it was like Friday. Brian, if you want to do some nifty little research, maybe find out what the exact day it was. Either way, they've happened, and that's all that matters. No one cares about dates on this podcast. I could barely remember what day it is anyway. So,
It's Sunday, Ryan.
oh yeah, because we do podcasts on Sundays, don't we?
Yeah, genius.
Oh my god, I am a genius. Thank you. So, as you mentioned, Mr. Streamer, you've never heard of this, or you never knew it happened.
Never heard of it. Like I knew about the gaming awards, and I just thought that was like the video game awards thing. Like like as in the name. Oh, so it happened on Thursday.
No, Wednesday, I think.
No, it was 3 days ago. It's when Thursday.
No, it's the 14th today.
Yeah, it's the 14th today, so 3 days ago.
Okay, it's Thursday. I'm stupid. Okay, I can't do maths either.
Ah, Muppet.
I'm fully open about the fact I cannot do maths.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, going a bit back in time before I talked about my failing mental maths capabilities, what were you saying about the BAFTAs?
I was saying I don't even know what they are. I've only ever heard of the Game Awards. And I only really remembered the Game Awards exist because I remember they had that competition where you can win a free Steam Deck.
What's that, the Game Awards?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they just did that randomly.
No, it's like if you were watching the Game Awards live on Steam, then you could be randomly selected to get a free Steam Deck.
Ah,
Yeah, me and Brian were both on it, and Brian was saying if he ended up like getting one of them, he'd give it to me. At least I think that's what happened. 'Cause this was back when Brian had his Steam Deck. Like he'd already got one at the time.
hmm. So, to answer your question about you not really knowing what it is, it's basically like your average acting awards, except they're for like video game developers and the individual games.
Kind of like the Oscars, then basically.
Yeah, it's a more because you have the Oscars and then you have
Yeah,
the
it's like the
BAFTAs and all
Oscars.
them.
Less people know about it, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
because you have like acting BAFTAs. This is basically the gaming BAFTAs.
I thought BAFTA was like a term for acting, like a acting award rather.
Yeah, I was saying this is like the game version. Yeah, it's called. Yeah, it's also known as the BAFTA Game Awards. So
Yeah, makes sense. So
it's the game. It's the video game spin-off of the BAFTAs. God, can you imagine that
careful,
as a video game?
careful which part of the sentence you cut off. By the way,
Which part did I cut off?
it doesn't matter.
I said it's the video game spin-off of the BAFTAs. Which bit didn't work?
Moving on.
So I was saying, imagine a video game for the BAFTAs.
Imagine a video game where you take a bath.
You're probably doing that in like Deadly Premonition or something.
Never heard of it.
You need to get
And this is the
educated
part
on
where
these
you
games.
talk about which games ended up winning the awards, and I
Yeah,
just repeatedly say never heard of it.
yeah. So this is this is our nice little quick fire idea we thought of. So I'm going to list off most of the winners and maybe some of the nominees if they're notable for the awards. And Mr. Streamer here, who is quoted as saying he's probably never heard of any of them, is going to give opinions on games he's never heard of.
Yeah, so I will say if I've never heard of them, if I've heard of them, or if I've played them.
Aye. So the first award listed here is the category of multiplayer. So I
Never
assume
heard
this
of it.
means, yeah, the award for the best multiplayer game of it. It's probably like between 2023 and now, I guess.
Never heard of it. What's multiplayer?
Oh, okay. So basically, it's like you have like one person.
Yeah,
Imagine a second person,
but that would
and
imply I have friends.
yeah, which you don't have. But imagine you did.
Seems a bit unrealistic, but okay.
Yeah, and then imagine you played the game together. Yeah, see, it's mind blowing, isn't it? So for some of the nominees, there's one I'm particularly interested in for this is Modern Warfare 3. I'll be honest, I've only heard kind of bad things about Modern Warfare 3, as it's basically like a rehash of Modern Warfare 2.
Well, I can tell you I've heard of Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah,
In fact, that's not even like a rehash of Modern Warfare 2. It's a rehash of like the original Modern Warfare 3, isn't it?
no, because
Isn't it
these are
like?
reboots, so it's a different story.
Oh, I thought it was like a remake or something.
No, it's like a different timeline.
Well, it's
But
still like a rehash of Modern Warfare 3 then.
so all I've heard about Modern Warfare 3 is like it's basically just Modern Warfare 2 and Call of Duty Warzone. Just
Wait, how are
like
you meant to tell the difference between like the old Modern Warfare 3 and the new Modern Warfare 3?
different symbols, I guess. Graphics, one of them.
Is there a way to tell without actually buying the game first?
Yeah, probably they don't sell physical copies of the old Modern Warfare 3 anymore. That's the
Yeah, I know. It's just that you said like the graphics.
yeah. You look at the pictures, and also one of them's just Call of Duty Warzone with a campaign.
I never actually played Warzone.
Yeah. But you don't like Fortnite, so you probably won't like Call of Duty Warzone.
Like I
Mm.
can't remember at which point I stopped with the Call of Duty series. Like the games I played were Modern Warfare 2. There was like World at War, Call of Duty 3, and oh, what was the other one? Modern Warfare 3, which I played for like 5 minutes each. I played all four of the Black Ops games. I played Call of Duty World War 2. Actually liked it more than I thought I would. And Advanced Warfare, which I
Yeah.
wasn't really fond of.
So you're familiar with the series, is what you're saying?
Like, I was familiar with Black Ops, back in the day. I really loved Black Ops.
Mm. Well, it's a shame that it didn't win because you might have had an opinion on it. But the overall winner is Super Mario Wonder. Now I've only played that once, so
Oh yeah, we played it at yours once, didn't we?
yeah, I don't really have too much of an opinion on it. Have you played it any more than me? I know
I have a
Brian has.
copy of it that I got for Christmas, but I haven't actually played it yet.
Mm,
Apart
so
from when we like had one game at yours.
yeah, so from your experience, would you say it's a good multiplayer game?
Well, I mean, you can't actually, can you? Oh yeah, you can interact with other players, can't you? Like
I
I
honestly
don't
can't
really think
remember.
I don't really think I played enough of it to judge if it'll be like a good game overall because we only did like a few levels.
Hmm. Uh, Brian, I know you probably played more than any of us. What was your opinions on Super Mario Wonder?
He has not
Okay.
played multiplayer, it would seem, but it's a good game overall,
Hmm.
apparently.
Oh, I was gonna say you're just a good gamer overall. Is that what you're trying? Just flexing your
Yeah,
skills.
he's a good gamer because he doesn't play multiplayer games.
What's wrong with multiplayer games?
Nothing, but I don't know what he's
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah, other nominees for this category you have Party Animals, I can't say it, Party Animals, which I completely forgot about, but
Heard of it, but I never played it.
yeah, all I've heard about is kind of got a bit of a toxic fan base. The new Diablo game, I'm awful at Roman numerals. I think it's 4,
What are the symbols?
1V.
You
Is
mean
that
like an I and then a V?
yeah? Is that a 4 or a 5?
Yeah, that's four.
Okay, so Diablo 4. I don't play Diablo.
Neither do I.
Mm.
I've
Baldur's
only
Gate
heard
3.
I've heard the name of like the Diablo series, but I've literally never like had anything to do with it. All
Yeah.
I know is the name.
Baldur's Gate 3 as the nominee. Uh, To be honest, from what I've heard, it's basically been nominated for almost everything, so no
Yeah,
surprise there. And finally is Forza Motorsport, which is another game I've not played because I'd
never
rather
even
stick to
heard of that
the
one.
sort of the party racer games that don't take themselves too seriously.
Yeah, well, it's good that it doesn't take itself too seriously then, because it can't really like fail in that regard.
Mm. And moving on, as they're the nominees for multiplayer and the winner, we now have the category just titled Game.
The game of all time.
Yeah, so I assume what they mean is Game of the Year, but just the idea it's the Game Award, the award for the most game.
Thing is though, like with Game of the Year and that, is there only one nomination per year, or are there like a bunch of them?
No, there's multiple nominations.
Oh, because I was going to say, like, Plants vs. Zombies got Game of the Year one year, so surely not all of these games are actually Game of the Year if they only have one nominee.
So, overall winner, we'll start with that, is Baldur's Gate 3. I mean, very big game. I like the game. I think it's quite a good game.
Yeah, it's a pretty good game, especially if you play
Critics loved
multiplayer.
it, so
Yeah, especially if you play multiplayer, then it's really fun.
yeah. Honestly, I don't think any of these were decided by a public vote. I think it's more the critics because no one trusts what people think.
Yeah, you want the people's opinion, and
Yeah.
instead of trusting the people, you trust the critics. Typical.
Maybe there was some actual public votes on this. But the other nominees we have are Marvel's Spider-Man 2, which I have yet to play. I do want to, I just keep forgetting, and I can
Yeah,
never
I
find
think
it cheap enough.
I'm not really surprised by that, to be honest. Like they put a lot of effort into the
Yeah,
Spider-Man games.
yeah. Marvel Spider-Man and then Spider-Man Miles Morales are great, like PlayStation games. I absolutely love them. We have Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom as another nominee.
I only played that for like um half an hour or something, or like an hour.
Yeah, I got
I need to get back
to.
to it at some point.
I did like the Air Temple. I can't remember the name of it. It's like the pirate ship.
I was about to say no spoilers, but I think at this point it's basically on me if I haven't like actually played it.
Yeah, I beat like the pirate ship temple with the bird people. I'm very bad at names of things in Zelda, and then I just kind of stopped playing.
The retail.
Yeah. Super Mario Bros. Wonder is another nomination. Alan Wake 2. That is the series I've only gotten into recently.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it was one that came out on 360. Then they had a remake of the first game. I started playing it. It's actually quite good. It's quite fun, I think. It's like I don't really know if you call it a full-on horror. It's more like a thriller game, I guess. It's like an action thriller. I'm very bad at genre naming. And the final nomination is Dave the Diver, the hit indie game.
I've seen like things come up on YouTube where someone's streaming it, but I've never actually like
Yeah.
watched it or anything.
I
I'm
have
guessing
played
it's
Dave the
about
Diver.
I'm guessing it's about a guy called Dave that goes diving.
Yeah. I have played Dave the Diver. I actually quite like the game. I wish I'd played more of it, to be honest. I think for an indie game to shoot up in the nominees like that when you've got massive like AAA games there. Oh yeah, it did have a Godzilla crossover recently, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but
yeah,
triple A games are kind of just fell off a bit
yeah.
recently.
It's nice to see an indie game get in there because Dave the Diver is actually it's just a very chill, nice game. You can just jump in, play a couple hours or so.
Yeah, it's like it's better when indie games, get recognized because like companies, AAA companies, they'll be like recognized anyway because they're big names,
Hmm,
and then they can kind of just drag their feet because they know people are going to buy the games. But indie developers have to actually work hard and have quality control and all that. So
yeah. And what other indie game allows you to be a professional diver by day and a sushi bar owner by night? You know, which you then have to work.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's nice. It's like a nice 2.5D sort of thing as well. It's like pixel art and stuff.
Yeah,
Want to
thing
say
is though,
2.5?
with like you know how I was saying about indie games versus AAA games, like Five Nights at Freddy's is a prime example because you know everyone loved it, and it was like developed by just one person, at least at the start. And then like the moment it gets handed over to a company, like the first game that comes out is a complete buggy mess.
I like Security Breach.
Oh yeah,
I
they
think,
eventually patched all the bugs, but like on release, you know, like no quality control basically.
yeah, but wasn't that because the community was like constantly harassing them?
Oh yeah, well, yeah, that's like the exception then, because usually it's the investors that are like doing that, you know, for
Yeah, no,
AAA companies.
I'm pretty sure it's because Steel Wool was getting like harassed to death by the community because a game hadn't came out in ages. So he
Yeah,
just went, "Oh, you know what? Fine." That's the story of it. I don't know
well, it's like
exactly
with
how accurate that is.
it's like with Nintendo games, like a lot of them, you buy them like day one, you know, you've pre-ordered them, they've just arrived, like you've got them as quick as possible, and there's already an update on them by the time you get back home.
Yeah, the day one patch, that's called, my friend.
Yeah, like there was one for Super Mario Odyssey, wasn't there?
I don't know. I got the Switch like a year after it had been released. So
Yeah, I got it like a couple of years after it was released, but I saw like you know, Vine sources like Mario Odyssey experience video, and he says like first thing he says is he was going to make a joke about there not being a day one update, so maybe the game was actually finished upon release, and then points out that there's immediately an update.
hmm,
But yeah, it's like the you know the investors that like give money to Nintendo and all that. All they care about is like getting their money back and getting it back quickly. And if they don't get it back quickly, they're not going to be happy, so they're not going to invest. So yeah.
yeah, that is how an investor is. That's the day in life and the the day in the life of an investor. There for you.
But the thing is, Nintendo don't really need investors, do they? So like, isn't it a case of they give some money to Nintendo for the production of a game, and then they get like a certain portion of the game's sales? Is that like how it works with Nintendo?
I don't know. I thought that was kind of how it worked with all of them. Mind you, is an investor and a shareholder the same thing?
I don't know, but like what I was getting at is you know, the investors end up they wouldn't be investing if they weren't like making more money than they were giving. So if Nintendo just put their hand in their own pocket and fully funded their own games, then they would be able to get all of the profits and they would, you know, not have to rush out games. So you know, the games would actually be better quality and maybe more people would buy them.
Hmm.
So in other words, it would be better for Nintendo to not have investors. There's probably like some, you know, um, economic reason or whatever for why it's less risky to rely on investors. Like,
Probably.
I guess if the game goes bad, then you don't lose as much of your money, but then the investors won't be happy anyway. So, you know, like, why do they have investors at all? It's
Yeah.
pointless.
So the world of economics is a winding staircase that I cannot be bothered getting into at this moment.
Like, it would make sense for an indie developer though, because you know they might not have the money to you know, put into production, like put a game into production. But Nintendo have got like 1 billion in the bank or something like that, haven't they? Probably more now. So, you know, they could just dip into some of that and like make some games with actual, you know, quality control and like finishing them before they get released. And then, you know, maybe their reputation will go up a fair bit. It's like we all remember what Scarlet and Violet was like in the early days.
I found it funny,
Oh yeah, it was funny when we were all like glitching everywhere.
and
And
then you
then
just didn't like the game.
it was like one of you two honestly the glitches were actually what kept me playing it as long as I did.
Didn't you play it for like 2 days? I felt like.
Yeah, and it would have been one if it wasn't for the glitches.
Oh,
But anyway, like I remember one of you two was just like flying on the air. It was had your character in like the sitting animation, but we couldn't see the Pokemon. I can't remember who it happened to though.
You in your dreams.
No, you know, like when you're on top of the legendary bike Pokemon thing,
The legendary
Koraidon and
bike Pokemon
Miraidon.
thing, TM. It's trademark now.
Yeah, I forgot the names for a second.
Yeah.
But
Anyway,
yeah, long story short, screw investors.
so the next award, because yes, we are actually still on the Game Awards, the Family and Social Game Award. Some returning nominees. You got Dave the Diver again. I haven't really said it's a family game. I'm pretty sure it's single player. But the winner, once again, is Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Now, Nintendo being I want to say quite a family-oriented game developer. Am I wrong about that?
I don't think you're wrong. I think
Hmm.
it'd be cool if they did like a more, adult themed game.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they
Just
tried
to be
once
clear,
on the Wii and it didn't work.
yeah, just to be clear, I mean like violence, not the other kind of adult.
Yeah, I think they tried once on the Wii and it just never really worked.
What game are you talking about?
It was like some sort of action game where you like had a big hammer. I think.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I can't remember the game. That's exactly. It worked so well that I've forgotten what it's called, and no one else has probably heard of it.
I guess clearly it didn't work out then, so they didn't try it again.
Mm.
I can imagine though that you'd have to swing the Wiimote like you would a sledgehammer. That'd be amazing.
I'm
Anyway,
just trying
what's
to
next on the list?
translate what Brian's. But what is it? I
The
think.
Eroge on the eShop are fun for the whole family for sure.
Ah, right. Yeah. Okay. I get you now. I forgot
Yeah,
how many weird games are on the Switch eShop.
yeah, Eroge is a like Japanese term, I think.
Yeah. Other nominations for family and social game: Hi-Fi Rush. I'm pretty sure that's another single player game. Or maybe it's a co-op game. I don't know.
The name
I've heard of
seems
it, never
familiar,
played
but
it.
I've never actually like seen anything about that. Like I don't even know.
Hogwarts Legacy.
I've got that, but I still haven't played it.
I've only heard middling things about it.
It,
Uh,
it seems to be like a good game overall, but like people just complained about it because J.K. Rowling.
I also remember there's like gameplay footage for like trailers where you could see uh, poor resolution.
Oh, like
uh,
I would have played it by now, but like I'm gonna be honest, the main reason I got the game was because of all the drama going around. Like I figured if I streamed it and people were bringing like drama to my channel, it'd be a lot of traffic.
mm,
And then
but
I
you
just
always
like,
jump on a bandwagon too late.
yeah, I never jump on them on time.
Mm. Something called a Disney Illusion Island. Is that the platformer one that came out like a couple of months ago? I remember there being like a Disney platformer that came out.
I don't know, I never heard of it.
Yeah. And then something called Cocoon, which I have no idea what that is.
Heard of it.
Mhm. Audio achievement.
I'm providing a lot to this, aren't I?
Yeah, you are. This is I was saying a quickfire round, but you did say you know nothing about video games. You've never heard of any. The Audio
Know nothing
Achievement
about video
Award.
games. That's a bit of a stretch.
The Audio Achievement Award. Alan Wake 2 is the winner. I'd say Alan Wake 1 had some good audio, so I can probably see why if they've just improved on that.
It's really tempted to interrupt you a third time.
Yeah. The Audio Achievement Award.
Just start actually shouting until your skeleton jumps out and
Yeah.
strangles me.
This is my personal favorite list. It's the Evolving Game Award. So the nominations: No Man's Sky. Understandably, that went from basically kind of awful to actually good. Fortnite, that's forever changing. Understand why that's on there. I believe that's Final Fantasy 14. XIV, is that 14? Yep.
Yeah. He's learning
Genshin
Roman
Impact.
numerals.
I don't know, is that ever changed? I've never played Genshin Impact.
Did they kick off all the nonces?
I don't know.
Then
But
again,
yeah,
they'd lose their player base.
but the overall winner is Cyberpunk 2077.
So,
Now, the last I heard, is that game not still kind of buggy as all hell?
it's probably like significantly less buggy.
Yeah,
I'd just like to say for the record, in case anyone's mad, that Genshin Impact joke was just a joke.
allegedly. Yeah. For legal reasons, it's a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cyberpunk, I've still not really heard anything good about it. It's still, I'm guessing, kind of bad for, I guess, more consoles than PC at this point. But yeah, I feel like No Man's Sky should be the winner there. Because I remember when that game came out and it was like really boring. And then
You
they
know,
made it like the actual thing it was supposed to be.
this is actually like cleared up a lot for me because I remember like back in the early days, people hated No Man's Sky, and then suddenly one day, like a couple of years later, I think it was, people have been like singing its praises, and I've been thinking, wasn't that the game that everyone hated, or am I thinking
Yeah,
of something else?
no, it's because the developers actually like got their act together and made it the actual like massive multiplayer game it was supposed to be from day one.
Yeah.
Like the planets are more, I guess,
I
interactive. You can
like
play
it
with
when
other
that
people.
happens because it proves that you can make a decent
Mm,
game. You don't have to let laziness stop you, and then
yeah,
people love it when you do like put in the effort.
yeah. The winner being Cyberpunk. Hmm. Is that like in advance for when it is actually what it was supposed to be? We've given you this award like 5 years in advance.
It only glitches 10,000 times a day instead of a million.
Mm. And now we have the British Game Award,
Huh?
which, yeah, exactly, the British game.
Brian in the like chat there,
Uh,
2077 is when it's going to become good.
yeah, it was said in the title this entire time.
How
Yeah,
can you miss that?
the British game. I'm guessing that's for like a British game development
Development
studio.
team. Yeah,
Yeah.
development team or studio or whatever.
So the overall winner is Viewfinder. I have not heard of that game. I'll be
I've never heard of
honest.
it either.
Just checking something.
You're checking it on Steam.
No, I was just trying to see if I could get a more clear definition of what the British Game Award is.
I'm looking at Viewfinder right now.
Hmm. But just lift off some of the other ones for the nominations.
It's a challenging perception, redefine reality, and reshape the world.
Okay, that sounds quite complex. Sounds like a
It's like one of
worthy
them
one.
perspective games where, like, I think it's the kind of thing where you'll like grab an object that's um right in front of you and really
Mm.
small, and then move it to a certain place, and suddenly like it's now full size and far away, like that kind of
Oh,
thing.
like that. Oh, what's that other game like that?
The one where it's like the orange chess piece.
Yeah, that one.
I can't remember the name. Was it? Hang on a
Uh,
second.
Superliminal. Yeah.
Superliminal, yeah, that's it. I didn't know if it was that. I typed in Super L in Steam and it came up with Super Lesbian Animal RPG.
Yeah, I don't think that's the game you're looking. So the nominees we have Football Manager 2024, speaks for itself. Warhammer Age of Sigma. I mean, Warhammer is a British game, so makes sense.
I never knew.
Yeah, it's I think HQ is based in Nottingham, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, this RPG doesn't look that bad, not gonna lie.
Cassette Beasts. I didn't know that was from a British studio.
Have you not heard like the voice actors?
Yeah, I've heard the voice actors, but you can get a British voice actor in an American game.
Yeah, I know, but if they're all British and there's like no walking stereotypes, then it's probably like actually British.
Hmm. Maybe it's a game set in Britain. Then you can have a load of British people. Yeah. The other one's Dead Island 2. That's another game I didn't know was British.
I played Dead
And
Island one, that was pretty good.
and then Disney Illusion Island,
Well,
which
you were gonna
again
say
none of
D's
us.
nuts then.
Yeah, and D's nuts.
I reckon they win.
Oh, I forgot about this award. No, this is my favourite award. This. It's the special award.
I don't think people would have heard the winner of the last one because of my interruption. What was it again?
Well, the British one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Disney
Viewfinder.
something.
No, it's Viewfinder.
All right.
That was the winner.
What was the last one you said then? Like Disney something, was it?
Disney Illusion Island.
All right.
It's that one again that we've never heard. But yeah, the special award. There is one nominee and winner for this.
Me.
The special award goes to special effect.
Is that the name of an actual game?
I don't know.
Well, it's not on Steam if it
No,
is.
it's not a game. It's a charity, so it must be like a charity award then.
All right.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Wait,
So that
did you say they called it the Special Awards?
it's called the special award. So I guess it's for like great deeds of charity or something.
I hope so.
Yeah. That's like a charity award, I guess, that they put to like show. And what do they usually say is like great achievements for the community and stuff like that. Game Design Award winner Dave the Diver. The indie game has beaten out all these other games for the Game Design Award, which I think is quite a refreshing one. That's beaten Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, Spider-Man 2, uh, Viewfinder, and Cocoon, which are those previous games mentioned, and then one called Dredge.
I'm just having a look at Dave the Diver. Like, I thought it was a really low res pixel art game, but it does actually look pretty good on here.
Mm.
And that was my chair creaking. If that got picked up, it wasn't a fart.
Mm. Then while you do that, I'll just run through the last couple interesting awards. We have the Technical Achievement Award, won by Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh yeah, that was
Uh,
pretty innovative.
yeah, I guess that's because I did hear something recently. Wasn't like the whole arm thing quite a complex technical thing to do?
Yeah, the thing is though, I remember like hearing when the game had first like got gameplay footage. I saw like in the comments section of a YouTube video, someone was saying that they could already hear like other companies having tantrums because the fuse mechanic would be too difficult to copy.
And then the last couple ones for games, we have Artistic Achievement, Alan Wake 2, the Debut Game Award. That's gone to a game called Vember, I think.
So like VENBER.
VENBA. It's a narrative cooking game about family, love, and loss. And yes, I did just read that off the Steam page.
Sorry, I'm looking at the Steam page as well.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of the sandwich creator for Scarlet and Violet.
And then we'll just go with this last one because, as I said, this list is kind of extremely long. Actually, no, it's not as long as I thought. I'm just very bad at numbers again. Original Property Award, Viewfinder. We've mentioned that already.
Yep.
The Game Beyond Entertainment Award goes to Tchia? Tchia?
Spell it.
TCHIA.
Probably like Chia.
Chia, maybe?
Tropical open world adventure.
Yeah, looks like it.
Oh, what the hell? I just saw on the now broadcasting, like, the guy was swimming in water and then, like, turns into a turtle or possesses a turtle.
Abzu. Yeah. Animation Award, Hi-Fi Rush. The Narrative Award goes to Baldur's Gate. That's also for the music award and the performer in a supporting role. That is someone from the Baldur's Gate team. Performer in a leading role. That is a member of the Marvel Spider-Man 2 team. Goes to Najee Jetta. I've butchered that so hard, probably. And then, okay, he's the voice of Miles Morales in the Spider-Man game. And finally, the EE Game of the Year goes to Baldur's Gate 3. So
So it
that
sounds
one,
like Baldur's Gate 3 and like Alan Wake 2 have done alright for themselves, haven't they?
yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 is basically swept.
Yeah.
Which, it's a massive game, so yeah. Kind of hard not to, unless it, like, absolutely failed, in which case it's very easy to.
Yeah, I guess so.
So yeah, overall, nice to see a bit more range. Nice to see some games maybe not everyone's heard of as well.
Yeah. Nice to see some range when like two of the games won 70% of the
Yeah.
awards between them.
You know, it's nice to see some range between Baldur's Gate 3 and Alan Wake 2. It's nice to see a range of two games.
Yeah.
But that is all of the Game Awards. I didn't watch it, and I doubt neither of you two did. Yep, thought so. And we have now heard Mr. Suma's opinion on all of the games he definitely hasn't heard of, and some he's looking up on the fly.
Hmm.
And with that, I'd say, is there any final opinions you want to throw in there about the results?
I reckon they should have given one of the awards to Super Lesbian Animal